Today, we're diving deep into the explosive highlights from the recent press conference for the upcoming Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight. This event has been a long time coming, with the internet buzzing about how a young, brash YouTuber turned boxer will fare against one of the greatest legends in the sport. But if you think this is going to be just another circus fight, think again. Mike Tyson is training like an absolute beast, and despite his age, he's more confident than ever that he's going to humble Jake Paul in the ring. Is this fight really happening? It's happening, and everyone's here for it. The question on everyone's mind is, how prepared is Mike Tyson to knock Jake Paul out? Tyson's response? He's very prepared. Let's dive into the key moments from the press conference and what they reveal about the fight to come. As the press conference kicked off, Jake Paul took the stage, but instead of cheers, he was met with a wave of boos. The crowd wasn't shy about expressing their disdain for the controversial figure. Paul, never one to back down from a confrontation, fired back. "Shut the up," he shouted at the audience, only fueling their animosity. "Hey, New York, shut the _ up. New York, hey, boo yourselves. New York, you're just like Mike Tyson. You were good 20 years ago. You New York, you dumb Democratic city." Paul continued to egg them on, feeding off the energy of the hostile crowd. It was clear from the start that this wasn't going to be a warm reception for the self-proclaimed problem child. When Mike Tyson made his entrance, the contrast couldn't have been starker. The former heavyweight champion was greeted with roaring applause as he calmly took the stage. Tyson, who has always commanded respect, basked in the adoration of the crowd. It was a stark reminder of the deep respect and admiration that fans still hold for the man who once ruled the heavyweight division with an iron fist. One of the most talked about moments of the press conference came when Mike Tyson addressed the rumors that the fight might be scripted. With a calm but serious demeanor, Tyson dismissed the speculation. "Come to the fight and you'll see," he said, adding that he plans to finish what he started with Jake Paul. Tyson's words were a powerful reminder that despite the entertainment spectacle surrounding the event, this is still a real fight, and he's taking it seriously. Jake Paul, ever the provocateur, responded to the same question in a much more antagonistic manner. As the crowd chanted explicit insults at him, Paul joined in, slandering the fans and calling them dumb for even thinking the fight could be scripted. Paul's defiance only seemed to deepen the animosity between him and the crowd, setting the stage for a fight that's as much about pride as it is about skill. The tension between the two fighters escalated further when Mike Tyson bluntly called Jake Paul fat. Tyson, never one to mince words, told Paul that he was fat and slow, and that there was no way he could beat him in that physical state. Paul, visibly irritated, shot back that he was going to discipline Tyson in the ring. But the look on Tyson's face suggested that he wasn't the least bit concerned about Paul's threats. The former champ knows what it takes to succeed in the ring, and he clearly doesn't see Paul as a serious threat. Tyson didn't stop there. He went on to question Jake Paul's punching power, pointing out that Paul couldn't even knock out Anderson Silva, let alone Tommy Fury. How could he possibly knock out someone built like Mike Tyson? The champ asked. Tyson's comments were a stark reminder of the physical and mental challenges Paul will face when he steps into the ring with one of the most feared punchers in boxing history. When the media got their chance to ask questions, the tension in the room was palpable. Tyson was in no mood for pleasantries, responding to one question about his personal life with a curt, "none of their business." Jake Paul, on the other hand, continued to play the clown, responding to a question about what motivates him by saying he wants to kiss Mike's big juicy lips. The crowd's reaction was a mix of laughter and disbelief. But Tyson remained unfazed, his focus clearly on the fight ahead. When asked about his motivation, Tyson brushed off the question, saying, "I can't answer these stupid questions. I'm ready to fight." It was clear that Tyson had no interest in the pre-fight theatrics. He's been in the game too long to be distracted by the circus surrounding modern boxing. For Tyson, this fight is about proving that age is just a number and that he's still capable of delivering a knockout performance. One of the more pointed questions came when a reporter asked Tyson how he planned to handle this fight against a Disney kid. Tyson's response was pure confidence. It was good while it lasted for Jake. You're fat, Jake. The insult hit hard, and the crowd erupted in cheers. Tyson wasn't just dismissing Paul's skills, he was outright predicting that Paul wouldn't last long in the ring with him. The media also asked Tyson if he believed Jake Paul could ever become a world champion boxer. Tyson acknowledged that Paul had improved, but he was quick to add, "He's improved a lot, but he's not going to beat me." It was a sober assessment from a man who knows what it takes to be the best in the world. Tyson's words carried the weight of experience, and it was clear that he saw Paul as just another pretender to the throne. When asked how it would feel to sell out Jerry World, Tyson shrugged it off. "I was born to do this. This is nothing new to me," he said. For Tyson, the idea of headlining a major event is old hat. He's been doing it for decades, and the prospect of fighting in front of a massive crowd doesn't faze him in the slightest. It's just another day at the office for the former champ. One reporter tried to stir the pot by suggesting that Tyson might be too old for this fight. Tyson's response was classic. "Who is saying that? I don't hear anyone saying that. Tell me who." The reporter wisely chose not to answer, and the crowd once again erupted in cheers for Tyson. It was a reminder that despite his age, Tyson's confidence in his abilities remains unshaken. When asked what makes him so confident that he'll win, Tyson responded simply, "Picture me losing to him." The crowd roared in agreement. The idea of Mike Tyson losing to Jake Paul is almost unthinkable to many boxing fans, and Tyson himself clearly doesn't see it as a possibility. Jake Paul, not to be outdone, retorted with, "You're going to be seeing a lot of pictures of it, Mike." Paul's bravado was on full display, but there was a sense that he might be in over his head. The crowd wasn't buying what Paul was selling, and Tyson's calm, confident demeanor only underscored the vast experience gap between the two fighters. As the press conference drew to a close, one of the final questions was directed at Tyson. "What round are you going to knock out Jake Paul?" Tyson's response was swift and decisive. In the first round, the first punch, the crowd erupted in cheers once again, and the stage was set for what promises to be one of the most talked about fights of the year. The press conference made one thing abundantly clear. Mike Tyson is ready to humble Jake Paul in a way that only a true boxing legend can. Despite the difference in age, Tyson's experience, power, and mental toughness make him a formidable opponent. Paul may be younger and more agile, but he's never faced anyone like Tyson before. On fight night, we'll see if Jake Paul can back up his bravado or if he'll end up face down on the canvas, another victim of Tyson's legendary power. One thing's for sure, this fight will be one for the history books, and Mike Tyson is determined to remind the world why he's one of the greatest to ever step into the ring. Thank you for tuning in to Combat Corner. What do you think about the upcoming Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight? Do you think Paul stands a chance, or will Tyson prove once